Back on Justice for All now for our final few minutes. We want to go around the room with this question and let all of our panelists weigh in on this. This is a question: should parents be worried that perhaps the brutality, the terrorism of slavery, the indignities of the civil rights movement will impact young minds? I know we teach about the Holocaust. There's a new task force that's going to be bringing lessons about the Ocoee Election Day massacre to Florida's public schools. Dr. Falou, this question for you: should parents be concerned about the age that their kids are exposed to history?
Parents should always be concerned about what their what their children are learning, but they should not be concerned about the age at which they begin to learn how to understand racial difference and how that's experienced, because children begin to experience that in kindergarten, particularly young Black and BIPOC students who are in predominantly white schools. But nonetheless, we can learn much about how children and young teens want to do more than survive. Right? Here's Bettina Love's work on abolitionist teaching, and principally to focus on teaching and training on how to help manage and learn how to navigate the world in these oppressive kind of ways of existing and dealing with forms of power in the world is really critical for all ages, including particularly young children.
And Dr. Thakor, not only critical for the age groups, right, but for all students, not just Black and brown.
That's right. I mean, I think as a parent, as someone who's involved in raising a young person, we're always going to be concerned about what they're learning and what they're, but I think what's fundamental here is that this learning that may seem new to people, and I think that may be where the fear is coming from. But with regard to understanding critical race theory, it's important that we face that history and we acknowledge that it has been absent from our history. And so this is learning something new, and it's important that we pass that new knowledge, that important knowledge, to the next generation of leaders.
Dr. Klein, in about 30 minutes or so here, how can parents do this, especially if their children aren't getting it in the classroom?
Well, fortunately, we do have publicly accessible materials like the 1619 Project, and I think this is a great way for parents to try to find this information and have these conversations with their children. Because again, when we talk about critical race theory, we're talking about how do we build a just and equitable society for everyone, and I think all parents want to have that conversation with their kids.
And Dr. Small, you get the last question here. What are your thoughts on the same topic?
So my thoughts are that what parents can do for their children if they don't get it in the classroom is show them movies like Harriet or Hidden Figures, buy them books about people like Dr. King or Harriet Tubman or Cornel West. And then when they go on family trips together, they can stop by museums like the African American History Museum in Washington, D.C., or the Equal Justice Initiative Museum in Alabama. And so they can make learning a family affair, in which case they'll know kids will get the information correctly and they'll get it in a way that's digestible for their age level.
All right. Sounds like parents, too, have their own homework to do.
Yes.
Thank you all. We've learned so much from you. We appreciate your time. Thank you. Great conversation, everyone. We want to thank our panelists for being with us, Dr. Falou, Dr. Thakor, Dr. Klein, and Dr. Sma. But we also want to thank you at home for watching. I'm Tammy Fields. We'll see you again next time for another Justice for All.